KIDO Talk Radio proudly presents the show that answers your questions about home ownership. Welcome to Real Estate Rescue with your host, Greg Ferrera.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue. Thank you for tuning in to KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. I'm your host, Greg Ferrera, a local real estate agent with over 25 years experience. I work over at Good Vibes Real Estate, which is locally owned and operated in Boise, serving the entire Treasure Valley, from Mountain Home to Ontario and all the communities in between. I would like to take a moment, introduce my amazing co-host, Mr. Clint Walker of Summit Funding, located in Meridian and serving most of the western United States. Clint has over 20 years experience in the lending industry and is creating miracles for people everywhere. Clint, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Greg.
What
Pleasure
an introduction.
Well, yes.
Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Except for the last 100 years, probably.
Well, I'm sure you'll get to it.
I put 20.
You put 20, right? But 100 years, I'm sure you'll get to it. And point out, for all of you listeners out there, I am younger than Greg. So that 100 years puts you way up there.
You're killing me. We have a special guest. I'm not going to spoil it yet, but he's been around a couple days longer than you have.
Not much, though.
Not much, but he's good, knows what he's doing, and we're excited to share him. This will be fun.
Yes, it will.
Hey, folks, Real Estate Rescue is one of the Treasure Valley's top resources for up-to-date, real-time real estate sales information, statistics, and current trends. You'll also get great tips on home maintenance, remodeling, and updating, as well as new and creative financing options with Clint and his team. Now, folks, Clint and I are here to provide you with accurate, up-to-date information, resources, and assistance in all areas of real estate and finance. We want to put our extensive experience to work for you, the great people of Idaho. Now, for those of you who are getting ready to move or maybe caught in a temporary delay, you need some storage or you need to get your stuff packed and get moved, our friends and great sponsors at Pro Relo Group are here to serve you. Whether it's local, right here in the Treasure Valley, or somewhere across this amazing country, the folks at Pro Relo Group are ready here to serve you, and you can reach them at our great website, realestaterescueidaho.com. Again, realestaterescueidaho.com. Scroll down, you can fill out the little form, let us know you'd like to talk to the moving folks, and we'll get somebody in touch with you right away. Now, Clint, let's take some time, have a little fun. Folks, thanks for tuning in today.
Well, yes, thank you very much.
Wow.
I know.
What you seeing out there?
Let's see. There's a little bit of heat.
A little?
It keeps coming.
Okay. Sorry, folks.
Keeps coming.
Yeah.
Not bad, though.
Did you grow up on the equator?
Well, yeah. I mean, you grow up when it's hot. You go outside all the time, right? It was hot summertime, cold in the wintertime.
A little bit
and it's
of
just
heat.
A little bit of heat this time.
Some of our listeners are going, whoa, who's this
they're
Clint
like, wait
guy?
a minute.
A little bit of hint. Is he nuts? A little
Well,
bit of heat.
maybe, you know. It's been known.
Well, folks, we want to say thanks for joining us today. We're gonna ponder this little bit of heat thing, whether you're at home, hopefully in the air conditioning, in the garage, the shop, taking a nap. We always say keep one ear open, driving in your car or on your lunch break. Wherever you may be, we're blessed to be here with you. Thanks for joining us. We're going to take some time today, have some fun, give you some updates on the market.
Yes.
Maybe some prices and stats, as Clint is so passionate about.
Love the stats.
And a fantastic guest. But before we get to that business, we want to take a moment. Grab a
pen, pencil, or crayon.
To write down.
Either one.
Any information we might.
Yep. Even have your phone ready to text. Ooh, I threw a new one in there.
Ooh.
If you're that fast, right?
Wow.
Yeah, you can.
That's an addition, folks.
Not
so
so bad.
pencil, or keep your phone ready. You can text. That's right.
Yep. Yeah.
Or call.
Unless you're old school like us,
Yeah,
that were
just
100
ring,
years
ring.
ago, right?
How's that go?
Yeah. You remember those phones?
The old phones that
And
ring,
you had
ring,
to have the cord?
rotary dial. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Greg, you remember the ones that had multiple conversations going on because you're talking to your neighbors.
Greg's older than you, and I remember the party lines and the whole deal. Yeah, I do, folks. We have a website, realestaterescueidaho.com. You can join us there. You can search for homes there. Lots of information. You can also reach out to us. We do have an email, greg@realestaterescueidaho.com. Greg, that's Greg at realestaterescueidaho.com. You can reach both Clint and I there. And a direct line, 208-559-0590. Again, 208-559-0590. Just a couple reminders. Clint and I are big fans of communication. Those phones we're teasing you about are used to make phone calls, not just text messages and selfies, as I know Clint is trying to stop doing all those selfies. And
I don't look good in a selfie.
use that. Face for radio.
Work for me. Yeah.
That's what we say. Face for radio. Use those phones. Reach out. Touch base, and the folks you're thinking about might be thinking about you. You never know what's going on today. We've had a rough year. We're trying to come out of it. We're in the middle of, I'll call it a heat wave, Clint, but
It is a heat wave.
it's a little warm.
It's just a little bit.
Reach out to folks. Let them know you're thinking about them. Let's see. We have the search engine, search options. You can search for homes. A lot of you are. Thanks for doing that. Real Estate Rescue, Idaho.com. We have a search engine. You will not be stalked there. Last year we were asked to put that together, and we have. You'll generally get an email from Clint and I that just says thanks for joining, and if you'd like any information to let us know. Clint, you want to add anything there?
No, you're absolutely right. Be more than happy to answer any questions, respond with anything, ask any questions. We'll be more than happy to help you with it.
And as you get involved in transactions or you're getting ready to, please give us a call ahead of time. If you have some questions, want to pick our brain, maybe go through some strategies. We've had several calls lately where sometimes it's too late. Folks have gotten involved in the transactions, and Clint and I can't help them get out of a potential challenge.
True story. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now, we also support our law enforcement family here at Real Estate Rescue in the Treasure Valley. They live and work here in our communities. Thank you for their sacrifice to our law enforcement family and their families who also sacrifice for their loved ones being out there protecting us 24/7. So when you see them, take a moment, say thank you. They do appreciate that. Show reminders that we pay cash for your home ads and little signs along the road. Folks, please be careful. We're seeing this all over the place. I am extra passionate about this because these folks are here to take advantage of a situation. They're not here to help you. They're here to help them. They make it sound good. Folks, you could be losing tens of thousands of dollars. In many cases, you are. So please let us know before that happens. You can call us. In fact, you can call Clint at directly with that pen, pencil, crayon, or text message at 208-870-4279. I'll say that one more time. 208-870-4279. Give them a buzz. He can help you out on the financing end. And if you need to sell, certainly we can help you with that. So do let us know. Just be careful because a lot of those ads are very misleading and not there to take care of you. Now, we've been talking about 2021 is a year of transition for many of us. We just want to encourage you to be kind. Whether you're in line, you're out on the roads, you're at the restaurant, wherever you're at, please offer a smile. Be kind and be compassionate. We never know what the person next to us is going through. And then there's 3 ways to reach out to Clint and I. Our website, realestaterescueidaho.com. Our email, Greg at realestaterescueidaho.com. And direct phone is 208-559-0590. One more time, 208-559-0590. Clint, let's get it rolling.
Should we start?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's go ahead and
money.
start then.
The money.
Oh, you want to talk about money?
Yeah. The free money that's out there.
It seems like it. It's pretty cheap.
How are the interest rates doing?
Interest rates are great. You see rates dropping. You see rates dropping below 3. You see them coming back up above 3 and then down below 3. And so rates are amazing.
So they're still good.
Yeah.
Obviously, it depends on everybody's individual situation.
Every situation is different. I keep telling you that over and over.
I hear you.
But it doesn't mean that you won't qualify for it, right?
Yep.
So just because you're looking at some, free credit report agency that's saying, hey, here's what your score is at, doesn't mean that's where it's at, or here's your situation. Other things might show up. So it's best. Give me a call. Let's walk through it. Let's find out exactly where you're at.
You know, I want to be sensitive to a lot of times when you and I were out there in the market. This is our business. I've been doing this for a long, long time. And you hear from your friends, I got a rate at X or Y, or this happened or that happened. And a lot of times that information is not complete.
Nope.
There's
generally not.
Some missing parts.
Yeah. So when you start to dig down a little bit and you find out, hey, somebody says, oh, I got an interest rate at 2.5%. Oh, really? What did it cost you to do that? Oh, nothing. It was free. Well, let's take a look at your paperwork and see. When you find out what it was, it's actually cost you 2 points or 2.5 points to get there. So people think that that's what it's there, but it's not. It's including your closing costs and it's added to the cost of your loan. So watch that.
We're talking about points now. You and I talk fast.
We go.
So a point would be 1% of the loan amount.
1% of the loan amount. So that happens. I just had someone bring that up to me saying, I got this incredible rate. It was really great, went 15-year and under 2%. They were so excited about it. I said, well, what did it cost you to do it? And they started adding it up, and it at a $400,000 loan amount, that's pretty expensive when it's almost 3 points to get there, 2.5 points to get there. So pretty expensive is what it cost them to do it. But if it's going to make sense in the long run, great. If you add it up and see after 15 years what it's going to do for you. In this case, when you added it all up, they could have paid a little extra on their payments and had it paid off in the same amount of time, so it wouldn't have made any sense.
So just to clarify, 1 point on a $400,000 loan.
$4,000.
$4,000. Wow. That can go up fast. That can be
really
expensive.
quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, credits, you can help people with credit if they have credit issues.
Absolutely.
Appraisals, I've seen some lately that are coming in a little lower than some of the prices being set on the homes.
Yep.
People are having to renegotiate.
They're having to renegotiate a little bit.
Yep.
That's okay. It's there. Those things are going to happen. Appraisers are busy, really busy. This market has not slowed down. It's kind of interesting. It wasn't as crazy wild as it was a few months ago, but it's still crazy. I mean, there's a lot of business going right now.
There's some stats and some programs I want to share. After the break, we have a amazing visitor, have a guest. After him,
let's go
dig back into this.
We'll dig back in and
see
what we got.
Yep. So don't go away, folks. You are listening to Greg Ferrera's Our Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. We hope you're enjoying the show. Stay tuned. We have a guest. He works right here locally and can create miracles for you when you're in trouble. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. You're listening to Greg Ferrera's Our Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. I am your host, Greg Ferrera with Good Vibes Real Estate, along with my co-host, Mr. Clint Walker, and his Creative Solutions team at Summit Funding. Clint, we're here for them.
Yes, we are actually.
Yep, that's our job.
We are here to help.
Watch out for our customers. I do want to add in, folks, if you ever need anything, you want a free consultation or information, Clint and I are here for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're available. You can give us a call directly or hit us up on the website, realestaterescueidaho.com. If you have that pen, pencil, crayon, text message, you can call Clint directly, text him, call him, 208-870-4279.
There you go.
870-4279, and you can reach me at 559-0590. 559-0590. Now, Clint, I want to get to a guest that I've been trying to get on the show for a while. It's not his fault, it's mine.
It's your fault.
But been wanting to get him here.
Yes.
Folks, they have been around 50 years or more. Cloverdale Plumbing has been creating miracles. I read the website. It's impressive.
Very.
And getting to meet Kenny was a gift. He has taken some time to join us here on a weekend in a heat wave. And we're going to have some fun with Kenny. Mr. Kenny Calkins, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So, Kenny, you know, you and I have had a couple different conversations. Plumbing is an interesting profession. You don't need them till you need them.
Well, that's right. Most people don't think about their plumbing. It works for them every day. And until something doesn't happen, then they start to worry.
Yeah, and when it goes out, it's, how do we find a plumber? What's that? You don't need them till you need them, or how's that go?
Yeah.
There's a line with that. So we thought we might take a little bit of time. Kenny, you've been doing this for a long time, from the Valley, grown up here. We won't talk about how long that's been.
Yeah, no.
It's been a little bit longer than you or I are.
Well, you tell me that I've been here over 100 years, so I don't even know what that does for Kenny.
Well, I don't know how long I've been doing it, but I have been doing it since 1973, professionally.
That's long enough.
That's long enough.
Yeah, he'd be the expert.
That's right.
Yep. So, Kenny, it's warm. We got a heat wave. So the HVAC guys are busy. Can you kind of share what's going on in the plumbing world around the Valley? New construction, home inspections would be probably a really good one.
Well, we help sometimes with people doing home inspections. I know that when you buy a home, you should get a home inspection. Sometimes you may have a question about your plumbing system, HVAC or electrical, and it might be better off to go ahead and have a licensed professional come in and look at those things, just in case maybe the home inspector maybe missed some things, or we know in our disciplines, we know those systems really better, and we think that sometimes if you need to have something maybe let's have another set of eyes on it. Call in that professional electrical contractor or HVAC contractor or plumbing contractor, and have them send one of their guys out and maybe take a little better look at that system.
So, Kenny, as we go through some of these thoughts and ideas today, quick question. If I needed something and I just realized, oops, I got to call a plumber, can you guys get somebody out to my house in a reasonable amount of time right now, or are you buried and we're weeks out?
Every day is different. Some days we're not booking calls until 4 or 5 days later. As it turned out, we had a cancellation from yesterday, so this morning I think we had a plumber that was available all day. Maybe right now he's booked out because we have people calling every morning. It just depends. Sometimes we're out for a while, and sometimes we're not. We are a 24/7 company, and we have guys that take their turn to do the on-call. So some customers have chosen, if we can't get you today, then we can send our on-call guy out tonight, and it is additional cost because these guys don't want to be working at night. They work all day now. They got to work all night, and we have people who we have to pay to answer the phone and take care of all those things. So that is additional cost. But some people have chosen to do that, to go ahead and have us come out tonight just to take care of it.
So I do want to share the number, Kenny. We're passionate here, Clint and I at Real Estate Rescue, about being able to jot numbers down and hang on to them. People that we refer around the valley. So we have a 208-577-6813. That work?
Well, that's a number that's a number you can get off our website, and we like to see how many people have come to our website and look at that. But anytime I'm just talking about a phone number, if I was to give a phone number, that number would be 208-376-1901.
So that's 376-1901.
Yes, 376-1901. Don't forget the 208.
Jot that down, folks. 208-376-1901 for any plumbing issues you might have coming up in the future. Keep that number where you can reach it. All right. So, Kenny, you and I were talking the other day about being on the show, and I kind of mentioned, plumbing systems don't last forever. And I made a little note here. Can you speak to that a little bit? And I understand we got a lot of new construction in the valley, but we also have a lot of homes that are 20, 30, 40 years old, let's say, new. And what are your thoughts on those systems? And if I'm in one of those homes, is there anything we should be aware of?
Years ago, when plumbing first started, all of the domestic water was always ran with what we called galvanized steel. And it's amazing. There's houses on the north end that are 100 years old, and that galvanized is still holding up very well. For one reason or the other, it doesn't necessarily always build up on the inside. Then you can go to the house next door, and all of a sudden that piping is all built up with rust, and so then at times that piping has to be removed. But again, sometimes that plumbing's been in there for 100 years. And then in the 60s, all of the domestic water, and that's what we call your supply line that comes to your faucets, domestic water, was plumbed with copper, and that stuff really is made to last forever. It really does. Once in a while, there'll be a certain particular reason why a section might fail, but that stuff's really good. It's made to last for a long time. Then when the plastics first came out, there was a product they called polybutylene, and that they installed that in a lot of houses for quite a few years, and then that product started to fail. There was a class action lawsuit at one time where people could get their houses repiped for free, but that went away years and years ago. And so we're still doing that. You have customers that have developed leaks in their polybutylene, and finally they're tired of having us come out and make this repair or that repair, and they said, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm ready to get this thing all removed. So we've been removing that. The product that most people use is what in our industry we call it PEX. That's short for cross-linked polyethylene instead of polybutylene. So, and that's really what a lot of people are using now. A lot of the plumbers are using now to install the plumbing pipe, and there's several different ways of attaching those pipes together. But that's really the main thing that's being used now. As far as the waste systems, same thing. some of the old waste systems, they can get the cast iron can start to corrode and that sort of thing. And so we'll go in there and we'll replace it with some ABS, or now most of the probably the preferred waste piping that they use is the PVC. So you have the black pipe, which is the ABS. The white pipe that you see is that's PVC.
So I have some questions and some situations I kind of want to run by you. Would you stay with us after the break?
Sure, why not?
All right. Hey, folks, we need to take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Greg Ferrera's Our Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM, 107.5 FM. Clinton, I hope you're enjoying the show. Don't go away. We're going to ask Kenny some questions about what's going on in your house, maybe some maintenance topics. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. You're listening to Greg Ferrera's Our Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. I am your host, Greg Ferrera with Good Vibes Real Estate, along with my amazing co-host, Mr. Clint Walker, and his Creative Solutions team at Summit Funding. And Clint, before we get going, I do want to mention, if any of you are caught in your move, you're delayed, or you're ready to get moved out of the valley, or you have somebody coming into the valley, our friends over at Pro Relo Group are here to serve you, whether it's a local move right here or somewhere across the amazing country. They specialize in helping folks get relocated with peace of mind, dependability, and confidence. Clint, we call it the Rick and Rick Show.
Yes, we do.
They are passionate. Don't pay in advance. Don't give a deposit. The cheaper guy is not necessarily the better option.
Generally.
And watch out for those internet movers. They might never show up. Be careful.
After they took your money.
Pro Relo Group, they will take care of you. All right, let's get going, Clint. I want to get back to our amazing guest, Mr. Kenny Calkins, with Cloverdale Plumbing. Kenny, at the break, we were talking about the water, after the water runs, for some of us, the bottom of our showers and walls have a little orange hue to it. Can you just take a minute and speak to that? I don't want to do too much, but just that affects a lot of us.
Well, anytime you see orange on your fixtures, that's really a sign of iron. You've got an iron problem. You're piping it in with if you're on a domestic well, your own personal well there, or maybe some of the wells around the city might have a little higher iron contact than others. So anytime you see an orange, you're dealing with iron.
And so you said there was is it a system or an iron eliminator you had mentioned at the break?
Yeah, there are systems that can get rid of the iron for you. Several different brands, several different styles, but you can check with your local plumbing contractor. They can help you out with that, or if you've used a water softening company, most all the water softening companies have those options for you too.
Okay. Well, we have a few minutes here. I did want to take a little bit of time, and Clint, I know you have some things on your mind. I did want to talk to Kenny just for a second here. If we have a toilet that's a little loose, Kenny, it's kind of moving back and forth, and you guys are able to fix some of those kind of things. Is that right?
Well, yes, of course. A toilet is mounted to the floor basically with a couple of bolts. You have a seal that seals it to the piping that is connected to the floor. And if it's rocking, it's really, you need to get that. I would never just tighten that toilet up. I would want to pull that toilet back, and I would make sure that seal is okay, because you've kind of compromised that seal if you've let that toilet rock for too long. And so we certainly don't want any sewer gas from the system to get into the house, because it can do that if that seal is compromised.
208-376-1901. We don't want to leave that toilet rocking and rolling for too much longer. Give them a call. 208-376-1901. Kenny, keep going.
Well, another thing with your toilet, what we see a lot is what we call the flush valve or the flapper is leaking by. And one easy way to tell whether that thing is leaking is if you got some food coloring in your cupboard, or maybe you got one of those old packets from Easter when you're dyeing eggs, throw that thing in your toilet bowl and or in your tank, throw it in your tank, wait a little while, and if you start to see colored water in your bowl, then you know that tank is leaking down in the bowl. So it will be leaking, it will be constantly leaking, and then that bowl will have to refill. That costs you money, because you're having to pay for water that you're really not using.
Clint, that's the grandkids you can go rob the grandkids Easter egg dye
Put it in
packets
the-
that your
in the-
sweet wife is hidden up in the shelf
Up in
that
the
you're not
tank.
supposed to get into.
I know, it's
you
true.
can get into
She
those.
keeps me out of that stuff.
What a great
But in
deal.
the tank,
Yeah.
just to find out if you're leaking.
Yep. Awesome. Kenny, that's a great little secret.
We find that problem. And another thing is, we in the plumbing business, we like our customers when they put chlorine tablets in the tank. The reason why we like it is those chlorine tablets actually destroy your flapper, and then causes them to leak. So then we have to come out and replace it. So. I would say if you have wanted to put a chlorine tablet, put it directly into the bowl, but if you put one in the tank, that thing is going to destroy your flapper.
Wow.
Interesting.
Clint, you got some notes. I want to make sure
I was
you.
putting down chlorine tabs. No.
Yeah, no. So
Yeah.
quit doing that if you're doing
Sorry, honey, if you're listening, but she likes to use those.
it. You're going to have to call Kenny.
I just think the best thing for a toilet's elbow grease.
Elbow grease.
Elbow grease. That's good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Elbow grease it is. No chlorine tabs. It's
Kenny,
interesting.
how do we know when a water heater needs to be replaced?
We definitely know when it starts leaking.
The obvious.
You mean the simple thing?
Can Clint put dye in that one,
I'm going
too?
to put this one in first.
Around Boise, we've kind of determined that the average water heater lasts for about 12 years. All your basic water heaters have about a 6-year warranty. So thankfully, maybe you can install a water heater. It's got a 6-year warranty, and you don't have to touch it for 12 years. But I would touch it in those 12 years. I would flush that water heater at least once a year. Open up that flush valve, the drain valve on the bottom. Get a hose, run it out the garage or wherever your water heater is at, and let that thing run really good. Because your water heater is it collects sediment as the water comes into the house. Even your municipal water systems, they're still pumping sediment. If water comes in your house, it's going to collect in that water heater. Get that thing flushed out so that you can keep the bottom of that thing clear, especially if you have a gas water heater, the burners on the bottom of the water heater. If you have sediment buildup, that's really an insulation between the heater, between the heat source and the water, so that thing then becomes less efficient. So flush that thing every year is the best thing that you can do for a water heater. Other than that, that's really the main maintenance that you need on a tank water heater. Tankless water heaters are what we call on demand. That's a little different. It takes a little more to maintain them, and of course that's something that we do too.
Questions, Clint?
No, that's awesome.
So I had a quick
Writing all
question.
this down. Yeah, what do you got?
Just in a ballpark figure, Kenny, what would it cost to replace a water heater? I know it kind of depends on size, and there's some variables. I was just kind of reaching out for our audience who's listening, going, hey, you know what, our water heater, Clint's 20 years old. I see them in homes all the time. They've outlived our 12 years. Is there a ballpark cost to replace these for you guys?
If I was going to give you a ballpark figure right now, other than the last ballpark I think was built was about $5 billion, but but really I would say somewhere between $1,000 to $1,400 for your basic water heater.
Wow, that's
Installed, permitted, everything. I would never have a water heater installed unless I had it permitted.
Wow, okay. Great.
We permit all of our water heaters.
Fantastic. Okay. Clint, what else do you have? We want them toilets, water heaters. Kenny, anything that people should be aware of here? We're going to get through summer, fall's coming. We'll have you back this winter because we do know there's plumbing issues when things freeze.
Well, in the spring and the fall, I always talk about, your hose bibs in the fall. You want to take your hoses off of them, that kind of thing. And we're certainly, as hot as it is today, and I know all the HVAC guys are out there busy, but it's going to get cold one day, and then that's when you really want to start worrying about your plumbing. We haven't had a really good, what we consider in our industry a good freeze for a long time. We have some things that do freeze up, but it's been a long time since it's been really cold. But every fall, like when you're having your sprinklers blown out or that sort of thing, you can think about, go around and go ahead and shut your your foundation vents, make sure hoses are off and that sort of thing. That's really the main thing to do. And it's always good, in the spring of the year, when you get your backflow tested, then you can go around and say, hey, maybe now's the time to go ahead and open up those vents, so we can get some air through there to help, keep the moisture down.
Well, if you'd be willing to come back, Clint, Kenny like to invite you back this winter
Let's do it.
when the temperatures drop.
When they drop and it gets, remind people.
Things freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oops. Ring, ring, ring. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that it used to say is, when it got into the teens, we started getting some calls, and you got into the single digits. Boy, the calls really come fast. But it gets below zero. Look out.
Well, Kenny, I think Clint and I want to say thank you for taking time to join us today.
Well, you're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Folks, Cloverdale Plumbing, 24/7, 208. That's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can reach them at 208-376-1901. 208-376-1901. They're here for you. Service, they're local, and they do a fantastic job. Please jot that number down. Hang on to that. Kenny's here to help you. They've been doing this a long, long time. Kenny, anything you want to add?
No, we really enjoyed doing helping customers. When I started in the industry years ago, I did commercial building and stuff, but then I'd get called out in the middle of the night to help people, and that's kind of one of the reasons why we do 24/7 is because there has been so many people over the years that, was in a distraught situation, nights or weekends, and because they're really at that time their life as they know it had changed because of because they can't use their plumbing. Simple as that. And I just really enjoyed helping people.
Awesome. Kenny, thanks for coming today.
You're welcome.
All right, folks, we're going to let Kenny go. We will be back shortly. You're listening to Greg Ferrera's Our Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. Clinton, I hope you're enjoying the show. Stay tuned. We're going to drill down on some stats and prices and opportunities here in the Treasure Valley. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show. You're listening to Greg Ferrera's Our Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. I am your host, Greg Ferrera with Good Vibes Real Estate, along with my amazing co-host, Mr. Clint Walker, his creative solutions team at Summit Funding. Folks, we're here for you. We're here to help you, provide you with up-to-date, accurate information in the Valley. Contractors just like our last guest, Kenny Calkins, with Cloverdale Plumbing. Folks that you can count on to do a fantastic job right here in the Treasure Valley. Clint, we have a few minutes left before we have to go. Kevin hasn't given us extra time yet. I did want to talk about the bridge loan that you've created because we still have multiple offers going on. I made my calls this week. It's still happening. Can you talk about the bridge loan for just a minute?
Still here. Bridge loan is here if you need it.
What are we bridging so they know?
Well, you're just bridging the gap between what equity you have in your home currently versus the home that you are buying. And wanting to make an offer that's non-contingent, meaning that you don't want any contingencies to hold you back from getting the offer accepted. So you're going to use your equity up front.
So, with the fantastic growth in the Valley,
yes,
Clint and his team have gone out and brought the bridge loan back to life like we had to have in the 1990s.
Yeah, way back in the 90s. Remember that?
Oh, you're making me feel old. Way back then.
Well,
so
we don't want to go back as far. We don't want to go back that far.
Stay to the 90s.
Yeah, let's stay in the 90s.
So, folks, what this does is it takes your equity in your home currently today, and you're able to utilize that to make an offer on a home that you want without that offer being contingent upon selling your current home. It is a beautiful, beautiful tool to use today to smooth out this potentially stressful situation. Is that fair,
Could
Clint?
be. Yep, that's right.
Yep. And so eventually you do have to actually sell your other home.
You do.
It just bridges the gap.
Just bridges the gap. Gives you a little bit extra time and not stressed about moving.
That's a big deal.
I think so.
Yep. When they work with us, we haven't had a problem yet.
Nope.
This process is smooth.
Always.
It's not a rodeo.
Nope.
No surprises. We got a few minutes, Clint. Like I say, feats of finance. Anything
Feats of
spectacular
finance. Well,
you've
here's
done
the
lately?
feats of finance. You ready? People are looking for upgrades. They're looking for remodels. They're looking for things. Prices were a little bit high. They're starting to come down a little bit. Did you see lumber prices come down just a little bit?
I did.
I don't know
week.
about the plumbing prices or the other prices, but sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I mean, it's all over the board right now. I mean, costs are just supply, right? It's hard to get to, so the cost goes up. But things are moving, and people are still needing these things. They're needing upgrades on their house. We just talked about it on the last segment about having upgrades on your plumbing because maybe it's outdated. It needs new plumbing, needs new HVAC, needs something throughout the house that needs to be replaced. and they're also needing to pay off some old debt, or they're needing to pay off or add some little cash out for other fun things that they want to do, or maybe school. Some people are doing it to pay for kids' school, that kind of thing, because it gets kind of expensive. And so we're seeing some refinances, meaning that you're refinancing your home and pulling some of that equity, since you have a lot of it right now, to do the upgrades that you need, especially the upgrades that you need on the plumbing and the HVAC and the other things if your home's getting a little bit older and not wanting to come up with that cash at this time, and you're wanting to pull that out. Rates are so good that you're able to do that. We're also seeing people that have interest rates in the 4s and 5s still that have never refinanced. We're seeing that a lot as well, and we're able to save them that money and get them in the low 3s or even the upper 2s and keep them their interest rate, their payment down, plus being able to remodel or upgrade or update their home the way that they want to.
You know, Clint, I'm so passionate. I always want to make sure I remind folks of this. If you have car payments and you've thought about refinancing and you're in that group that Clint's talking about, when I say feet to finance, they are refinancing people, paying off their car loans. Those payments go away. And I've been watching him do this for several months now, lowering your house payment and paying your cars off. And in many cases, Clint, this has $1,000 a month swing for people.
It's a big swing.
Huge
if you, especially some people going out buying these cars and financing it for 7-8 years. Oh, and it's incredible to see the kind of payment that you're having to come up with on that amount of time, and yet you put it into your house. You have you have a write-off on your home itself. Plus, you can pay extra payments on your home, pay that off. The key is not to go get another one. Keep your car. Yeah.
A lot of that's happening.
You pay that off. Don't do that.
I've watched people
keep it for a little bit longer, and you know what I mean. So that can happen. So keep it, and don't add to the situation that you were in before.
Drive it for a while, but he can make that happen.
Yes,
it's impressive. Yep. So anything in the market here, Clint? We can't dive down. We're not going to have enough time. We only got a couple minutes left.
So you can hit some of those stats and just see where we're at.
Well,
you probably throw a little bit out there on just the active and Ada County.
Let's hit the counties. So Ada County had 531 total homes, folks. And for those of you not familiar with this, our criteria is 3 bedrooms or more, 2 full baths or more, 2-car garage or more, half-acre lot or smaller. So this is not acreages or condos, it's standard single-family homes here in the Treasure Valley. Ada County had active this week 531 homes, averaging $687,000. Our new construction had 230 of those homes, averaging $660,000, and our existing had 300 homes, so we're up a little bit, folks. We are getting a little bit increase in inventory, just over $700,000, Clint.
That's it.
So, yeah, I don't want to deep dive like we do. We don't have enough time here. Canyon County had 314 active.
Wow.
Averaging $487,000.
Numbers are going up.
Yes. So, folks, there's an increased inventory. And one of those groups, again, I don't want to take time to dive down, but there was a number of price reductions, Clint, to your point.
Yes.
Yes. So there's opportunities out there, folks.
There is opportunities out there. And don't hesitate. If there's opportunities out there and you're thinking of listing your home, selling it, obviously we can answer your questions on that. And that's when you call Greg and just say, Greg, tell me what my options are. You can call me as well. And also, what are my options of financing a new one? Taking the equity I have, do I want to take some of that equity? Want to put it somewhere else to make me some money? What do I want to do? We'll help you walk through that process.
And a lot of people, Clint, are saying, we are out of here.
Some people are leaving.
Look at the prices. It's time we're gone. If you're thinking about that, let us know, folks. We want to make sure we help you make this smooth, fun, and exciting. Our last couple folks headed off to Texas.
Yep.
They are living life large.
In Texas.
Happy and excited in South Texas.
That's right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So if you're thinking about getting out of here, folks, do let us know. There's really never been a better time to sell.
Yeah. Prices are amazing.
Not everybody's moving in.
Not everybody's moving in. There are a few moving out, isn't there?
Yeah. There's a handful. Yeah. They're calling us. Yeah.
Yes, they are.
So do give us a call. We specialize in get you here and getting you out of here.
We can help you with financing in multiple states as well. So.
And I do want to mention on the price deal, Clint, I'm watching Experience Matters. You and I talk about this.
Yeah.
Be cautious. I'm seeing a lot of fees being charged and a lot of things with folks who might not have the experience and expertise, who are maybe charging just a tad more than they ought to be for what they're doing and what they know. So please do be careful. Clint and I are here for you. Our experience goes to work to save you money, time, effort, and energy. Clint, before we say goodbye, do you want to add anything?
Let's see. Anything. Oh, at anything at all. Hey, thank you very much. We appreciate everybody listening. We appreciate all your help, all your comments. We really appreciate the people who've called in, those that we've worked with. They're outstanding, by the way. We have great listeners, great people. Thank you very much.
You can reach us at realestaterescueidaho.com. You can reach our sponsors, Pro Relo Group, if you're trying to move, at 208-314-7997. 208-314-7997. Folks, remember here at Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue, we believe in old school principles. The power of the personal connection where a handshake and a phone call still matter. Have a great week. Be careful out there. Stay cool. Don't forget to join us next Saturday at noon for more great tips and strategies. Navigate the Treasure Valley. Be safe out there, and we'll see you next week.